Alright guys, welcome back. Episode 3, special guest. Alright, that sounds good.
Yeah. Alright, start that thing.
Ready? Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back. Episode 3. Running the World podcast. Alex Shelton.
John Yule.
We got a special guest here, we'll get into him in a minute. Just hold up. We're gonna run through our socials real quick. We got our Twitter is Running World Pod. Instagram is Running World Podcast. And our videos are going to drop once a week. We had to delay a little bit. This is our Super Bowl special, so it's worth it. You get a little Super Bowl guest here. So we're available on a bunch of streaming platforms now. We got Spotify, Google Podcasts. If you just get on anchor.fm/runningtheworld, you can see all of our platforms that we're on. You can see our YouTube. You can find our socials and go from there. All right.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the guest a little bit. He is known as the Mohawk second grader that appeared on the Ellen Super Bowl special. He even got a signed football from Pittsburgh Steelers legend quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. He's hung out with Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons. John Lynch, who is that?
He is going to be a Hall of Fame safety. He played for the Buccaneers, won a Super Bowl, and he's actually the general manager right now of the 49ers. He built that team.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so
And you met him?
I met him.
You met him.
Yes, check my Instagram.
Interesting. He's actually the president of one of the largest fraternities on campus. He is a former vice president of internal affairs of the SGA. He's a Motley Crue super fan, incredibly talented vocalist, and can play the piano. He was even body shamed by his roommates to get fit freshman year. Please welcome our dear friend, Phil Vargo.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Of course, man, of course. So I think we just need to dive in straight to the Ellen show.
So you're a little bit of a celebrity. This is our Super Bowl episode. You got a little fame around this.
I was
Super Bowl.
on her Super Bowl episode.
I know, that's
Exactly.
why
That's
I
why
was
you got
so
this one,
ours.
yeah.
You know, I always wanted to get back. This is my first step.
Gotta
To get
start
back.
somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
You heard it here first. just say.
Clip it.
We'll clip that.
Hold me to that too.
Yeah, I guess what everybody's wondering is why were you on the Ellen show?
Well, when I was 5 years old, I got a Game Boy for Christmas, okay? And I got backyard football. And being an obese 5-year-old that had nothing else better to do with his time, I memorized every single team. So I started just memorizing all these football facts. Like, I had nothing to do with my life.
Like you just see them on your screen and memorize them, or you would sit down and purposely memorize them?
I just would play it all the time, and what I've learned over the years is I have pretty good memory. So that's helped me in several aspects of life. But I just started memorizing this stuff, and I just started getting on. I was known as a Pittsburgh whiz kid. They put me on KDKA, all the Pittsburgh news channels, and then from there, somehow I think my mom put together like a compilation of all my highlights and sent it to Ellen. And she called back. Fun fact: before that, I was supposed to be on David Letterman's show, but the Steelers lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship that year, and they wouldn't take me for the Super Bowl. If the Steelers would have won that game and been on the Super Bowl, I would have been on Letterman. So we might not even be here right now.
Yeah.
Or we could. We'd just be talking about Letterman, not Ellen.
Right,
So.
right, not Ellen. That's wild.
He's a hater, I guess, but it's not
Build up.
personal. If David Letterman watches this, I have nothing against you.
Get them on.
Yeah, get him on. Let's go with that. You show him.
We
how
can
it
make
works.
amends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I guess the second question is, who all did you meet through that experience? Like celebrity-wise, I know like you met Ben Roethlisberger.
I did not meet Ben Roethlisberger. No, they just gave me a signed football. So I was on the Super Bowl special. I can't find it on YouTube. Like you can only find that article.
I was digging.
I
found
have
a
the video on
picture.
my phone.
I
because
found one picture.
Everybody would ask me about it. But I met Neil Patrick Harris. He actually came into my dressing room and told me good job after the show, which was super cool. My dad's jaw dropped. And then I was dressed in like a really like unstylish polo. I'd like to say my style progressed, but I wore a jersey on the show. I wore a Ben Roethlisberger jersey, and what happened is Ellen and her reps actually called the NFL commissioner to get permission to wear the Steelers jersey on air. So
Right.
I was kind of a big deal for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
How long were you on? Like you were on for 10 minutes?
No, I was on for 5. I assumed that 5 minutes took getting the call, so 5 plus 5, the whole 10-minute of fame. But no, I was on for like 5 minutes.
Were they on the Ellen show?
Yes, like
How long
my,
was that show? That was literally 5 minutes?
like my part.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were like the whole show.
Oh no.
Is
no.
that? I think that's why you can't find a YouTube video because it was so
It's just
short.
a
Well,
clip.
It was so
or it's
long.
probably hidden under something else.
Well,
like-
even if you like look up the Super Bowl special, I just can't find it. But it is on my phone.
What year was this?
2005,
I was 5 years old.
It was 4.
7.
Yeah.
Feels old.
I was so young back then. But no, when I did see a picture, I saw one picture, and I just want to know how much did you weigh back then? Because you were a beefy kid, man.
I was probably pushing 100 pounds in
Oh
kindergarten.
my god! Oh my god!
I just took bulking seriously before I knew what it was. So my life was a bulk.
I hit 100 pounds freshman year of high school.
Dude, yeah, I was probably around. Probably like 8th grade.
I walked so you could run,
Yeah,
quite literally.
for real. Oh my god, you were a hefty.
Except
boy
I didn't
back
walk.
then.
Didn't do anything.
Do you remember any of those facts? Like, could you recite some of them?
I mean, you'd have to ask me. I mean, obviously, as I've gotten busier in life, gotten more involved, I don't have time to sit around and just memorize
Right.
facts. But I mean, no, I follow the game. I'm a
Right.
huge sports fan. I'd like to work in sports.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd like to think I know a little bit. Maybe not that level, but
Right. Right. What's your major, by the way?
business administration, and I have a double minor in political science and pre-law.
Interesting. This man's doing it all. He's absolutely doing it all. Do you have any more questions about Ellen?
Yeah. So you go in. You are going on to Ellen. Do you have any idea what she's going to ask you? Or
I had no idea.
you
I had
asked
no
her?
idea. I was so scared for 3 months that I would not know the answer. My dad, every night before bed, he'd come in and he'd quiz me for like 15 minutes. The whole flight there, he was quizzing me. And who knows, if it weren't for him, maybe I would have,
You
not
got
been
all
as
right
prepared.
then?
Or it just fell apart?
I did not know any of these. She asked me the score of the Super Bowl the year before, who won, and somehow it's like, maybe I overthink things sometimes, but that time I did not overthink. I was
Yeah.
bam, 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 and it worked out.
Interesting.
I mean, I've been on Pittsburgh News and actually missed questions. You just didn't air that part. It didn't happen often, but
Yeah.
hey, that was my moment. That was my
Right.
time to shine. And like MJ in Game 6, I went straight flu game on that one.
Oh my
I guess
gosh.
that's the power of editing. We don't touch
That's why.
anything.
No, we don't touch anything. Like, this is all like just like I'm hoping we don't say anything because I don't want to edit anything.
No.
But where was the studio at that you went to? Where was that?
I want to say it was in LA, so she flew
Okay.
my family out, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We went to Universal Studios, which was really cool. And then I was getting shuttled around in a limo. It was sweet. I get out, everybody's cheering, and then they stop. Because they just see this like morbidly obese 7-year-old,
Oh my
and they're like, "Who is this kid?" And I was just like, "This is embarrassing." I was hoping I'd be signing autographs.
Right.
I'm like thinking like, "Hey, maybe if Hannah Montana's out there,
Right,
like, hey, what's
Hit her
up?"
up.
But that did not happen at all. But the show was cool. Ellen was really nice. When I walked out there, my legs were literally shaking. They were shaking. I'm surprised I didn't trip and fall, but it was freaky. It's probably a good thing I was that age and didn't process the fact that millions of people were
Yeah.
watching that. So it was freaky.
How many people are actually watching you in the show?
Wait,
how-
like, what's the
in,
live audience?
In studio, how many people are there?
Oh, the live audience, probably about 50. My parents were in the crowd. It was
Okay.
cool. It was cool.
Interesting. That's wild.
It was crazy.
So like 7-year-old Phil, just strolling LA, people are cheering for you.
I peaked.
I peaked.
Hopefully that's not my peak.
That's wild.
This is my peak right now, being on this podcast, just saying.
No, the thing is, I didn't know you were on Ellen until like a week ago, because he told me.
Yeah, we wanted to bring you on to the podcast so we can talk
Yeah.
about what's going on right now,
Uh-huh.
and you can kind of get into your spiel here, and that's our next section. But
Okay, cool.
what I was talking with one of your brothers, who I work with, Nick,
Oh, man.
and he was like, "Yeah, you knew he was on Ellen," and I was like, "No, I had no idea he was on
Yeah.
Ellen." So I heard that. He's like, "That's the first thing he tells everybody." I was like, "He never told us that."
Yeah.
Nick, that's not true. I am extremely humble. People just ask, and what am I going to do to lie?
Right. Right.
So I was like, "We have to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah.
That's
that
pretty
was
cool."
That was huge. But I guess now let's get into some fraternity and rushing season stuff,
Yeah.
because that's like your.
So
Yeah,
Phil,
expertise.
we said he's the 2-time president because he's the double champ.
He's the double
Of
champ.
God, you
Delta
need-
Sigma Phi.
So you want to get into the little rushing process a little and how that goes down. Is
Yeah.
that pretty universal across all universities, or is it kind of single?
I'm sure it's different. Like, you know, the very intricate detail
Right.
of it. As far as our campus, you know, and I mean, I guess most campuses, you have events leading up to it. Just you're hanging out with the guys. Guys are getting to know you. You get to know the guys. Pretty much just how that process goes. Is obviously if you're hanging around the guys, there's a good chance you've been hanging around them for a while. We know you, you know us. And from there, you know, you have an informal event, which we typically have something at the rec, basketball, pizza. Then we have a formal where, you know, our guys dress up a little more. We really talk about our brotherhood and what it means to us. And then a voting committee is appointed, and it's about 8 to 10 guys, and they vote. And if you get over 75% of that vote, you get a bid, and from there you're told there's a signing period, and you pretty much just circle. I mean, you can only sign if you get a bid from whatever
Right.
fraternity, but you circle the one that you won out of who offered you one, and that begins it all.
Interesting. How many formal recruitment events do you like to have? Is it just one?
So there's one informal, one formal
Okay.
per semester.
Per semester.
It's closer to the time when everything
Okay.
starts going.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So is rushing? Is it like all happening pretty much everywhere right now, or is it like this is like the week here? It's a different week, say. At
It's
some other
different.
school?
I'd like to say that it's different
Everywhere.
everywhere else.
Okay, that's
But
cool.
yeah, right now we're going through that.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Interesting. I have a question. I think this is a good one for maybe people like who, sorry, I'm popular, who are like considering joining Greek life. What are some do's and don'ts when it comes to rushing and getting a bid?
The number one do is be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to hype yourself up. Don't just spit, you know, and try to hype yourself up too much. We're looking for genuine. So pretty much, don't be a tryhard. You're being recruited because of who you are. So being genuine's a do for sure. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, just be
Yeah.
yourself. That's like the overwhelming, overpowering number one. Really only tip I'd give some, just be yourself, because everybody has a group. You know, everybody has that group
Right.
that speaks to them. Don't force it. It'll find
Exactly.
you, I promise you.
I like
In the
that.
long run, it'll come back and get you if you're with a bunch of guys you don't really want to be around.
Right.
Like if you fake it, you probably won't.
If
Actually.
you fake it, you probably just will not like who you're around, and you'll probably end up dropping your letters. So definitely be yourself.
Yeah.
Find the place that fits you. That's important.
Yeah. Cool.
Interesting. I have another pretty universal question. What do you say when people say fraternities are like you're paying for your friends? How would you explain that to somebody?
I mean, I think that there are several stigmas
Yeah.
surrounding Greek life that are very negative. That's one of them. I don't believe in that. I never thought I'd join a fraternity, ever. I was anti-fraternity. I never even considered it, didn't want to give it a chance. And I didn't even do it the first chance I was able to. I waited till the fall of my sophomore year. But as far as paying for your friends, you know, that's not true whatsoever. You know, honestly, I really don't even talk to my friends from high school. I just kind of grew differently. I was a very different person then as opposed to who I am now. But I mean, my best friends, the guys I live with, you know, they know who they are. So
Yeah.
shout out Jake and the boys. But you know, I know those guys for much longer than I've been in the fraternity. Pretty much what you're paying for is you're paying to have opportunities. You know, like the dudes, like I just got back. The reason why we couldn't film on Sunday was because I was in Jersey all weekend. And dues cover your travel expenses and the leadership workshops that they put on, as well as, you know, fraternities are nonprofit organizations, so they have to have some sort of way to pay their executives. And these guys help provide us resources, and they act as leaders for us, guide us through, you know, all the odds and ends of the fraternity business. So it's definitely not paying for your friends.
Right, I like that. And I feel like even just like hanging around, some of the fraternity guys, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel forced. It's it's a pretty like everybody's chill, everybody like likes each other.
I think you kind of got into it, but what would you say are like the benefits of being in Greek life?
I would say number one, the opportunities, the professional development opportunities. I've been able to have the opportunity to serve on multiple executive boards, as you mentioned, SGA, which is a great organization, the Model UN, another great organization, Legal Studies Club too. But through Delta Sigma Phi, I've grown so much as a leader. I've found out so much about myself. It's given me the most professional development. I'm, in meetings every week. I'm in meetings, I can't even tell you how many times a day per week. So it's like, through that, I'm not when I came to college, I was really naive, very shy, whether, you'd like to think that or not, but through that experience, you just gain confidence in yourself, and, you get to go to leadership workshops, you learn a lot. Fraternities and fraternity and sorority life in general is very, very helpful, and obviously developing social skills.
Right.
You're around more people, you socialize more. It's a social fraternity, but what nobody talks about is the professional development. I've helped set up blood drives. We do our philanthropy event, which is a date auction. Proceeds go to the American Red Cross. So we have a platform in this community, and especially as president, I want to utilize that platform to give back to the Erie community.
Right. Now, all right, I'm gonna ask this question, and it's not shitting on any other fraternities. Why should people join Delta Sig and not anybody else on campus?
I wouldn't even.
What sets you guys apart from other fraternities? Is it just personal preference, or who you connect with? Or?
I'd say it's probably connection. I wouldn't answer it that way. What I would say and what I do tell people is go to every single recruitment event for every fraternity. I'm not going to say what's good for me is what's good for you, and nobody has ill will about that. I can tell you why I chose Delta Sig, and for that is, I knew the guys a lot. I never really gave it a chance. They always stuck with me. They always checked in on me. And then I really regretted not doing it, seeing my friends go through it, seeing the fun that they had and the connections that they made. And it was agonizing all summer waiting. But I got back and we signed that bid in September. I literally signed it, I think it was at 1 o'clock. I was there at like 12:59, just like pressing against the door, ready to get in. But the guys, for me, we just all seem to have various, different interests, but foundationally we're all the same. We base ourselves on being the better men.
Right.
And that's very subjective. I think everybody has a different reason, so to say. And we also base ourselves on being the men of action, the men of excellence, the men of courage. And that really was something that I liked about Delta Sig. In fact, when I ran for SGA, my slogan was commitment to excellence. So excellence is something that I've always prided myself on, and I just wanted to surround myself with people that I thought would help me get to success. And I just felt, the connection I had with Delta Sig was the strongest and the best one, and it's been one of the greatest decisions of my life.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Very personal preference. Just find your group of people, and if you ride with them, I guess.
Exactly. That's 100%.
Yeah. I'll throw a little quote in I've lived by forever, and I get told all the time, you are your 5 closest friends. Whoever you're around the most, that's who you are. So if you don't like that group of people that you're constantly around, that's probably changing you into someone you don't really want to be.
That's exactly what I was alluding to. You are who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
I just felt like these guys made me a better person,
Yeah.
and they have. I would not be who I am today without them.
Surround yourself with people that want to go in the same place you want to go.
Exactly. We're moving forward.
I like that. I guess I'm curious, what are some of your responsibilities as president? Like, are you like just doing a little bit of everything? Like, if somebody can't pick up this like position, then you're like filling in, or are you more like the face of the? I know you are the face of the fraternity.
It's being a face. It's being an example. It's very important to realize that not everybody in the fraternity shares the same mindset, and I have to work to serve every one of their interests. But I love my work. I would not have, ran for a second term if I didn't love what I do. But no, I'm pretty much like a liaison between our chapter here at Gannon and Nationals. I have a call every week lot of the paperwork, but pretty much it's just overseeing everything. You know, we have so many chairs. So we have our executive board consists of myself, 2 vice presidents, an internal and external, a secretary, treasurer, sergeant at arms. So they oversee, it's kind of like trickle down. So it's me and us, we oversee a bunch of chairs. It's just making sure and ensuring that the organization functions as efficiently as possible. A lot of, you know, I get emails from IFC, Panhandle, like the executive boards for the governing bodies of each chapter. You know, if I get the emails from service organizations. Pretty much it all runs through me, and then I kind of delegate and oversee. But it's a very rewarding job. I met some incredible people, made some great connections.
Awesome. Interesting. Do you have any more questions? Because I have one more question.
Go ahead.
It might be a little more fun. What are do's and don'ts when you were trying to get into a fraternity party or just an event like that? How do you get in? How do you get past the risk team?
I mean, everything really now is just list based. I can tell you, you know, if you're on the list, you're fine. But I can tell you more don'ts than do.
Yeah.
We don't want any problems. We want to help people, you know, have a good time and enjoy themselves. So don't make it hard. Don't act tough.
Right.
You know, nobody wants issues, especially with everything going around and all the negative concepts surrounding. Like we don't want any issues from anybody.
Right.
So just we would try to help and work with you. So don't make it hard on yourself. Don't make it hard on us.
One thing I definitely want to say, you do get in, that's their house. Don't be wrecking stuff. Don't be making a mess. They live there. Do not trash it. Do not disrespect them. Like, you got in because you know somebody. That's where they live. That's disrespectful if you like to do that to their house.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Facts. You want to move on?
Let's move on.
Okay, so do you want to do cooking with Phil first, or this or that?
We'll do cooking.
Cooking with Phil?
Cooking.
All right. Well, so as we said before, he was massive. Like, and not in like the good way. Obese. We'll say obese. But now, I mean, how much weight have you lost?
Okay, so I'm on my cut right now. Unexpected spring break trip came up. So last semester or over the summer, I cut down 13 pounds to around 170.
In how much time?
Over the summer, a couple months. But then between August and December, I went from 170 to 187. Over break, I hit cardio really hard, dropped about 10 pounds. Now I'm just kind of riding it out. I don't want to lose too much of the mass that I put on. Like, I worked really, like, it's not just lifting weights, it's eating cleanly, and it's following a regimen. Like, I was almost force feeding myself just to hit the calorie mark that I wanted to hit. Like, it was fun at first, you know, when you're starving all the time on a cut, you know, it's great, but like, one of the big reasons I stopped, other than the break, was it just got too much work.
Right.
It was like, I need to start cutting it up maybe a little bit, so I'm happy I did. It's about time.
Freshman year, how much did you weigh?
Okay, so I just ate very bad at the calf, and I went from about 183, I wasn't like in great shape or anything, to 200 pounds, straight fat, no muscle. And it just wasn't good. And one day, like you mentioned, like my roommate, best friends, they made a joke, and it just really just ticked me off. And I was like, then I looked in the mirror and I was like, yeah, something's got to change. But you know, that's kind of what got started, and I just really fall in love with it. It's like my favorite hobby, is something I really enjoy doing. It's a challenge. I love challenges.
When you were your biggest and you looked down, could you see your shoelaces?
Probably. I mean, it just, the weight, it was just like, it wasn't that I was super, maybe not low when I was 6, because I was just like, just a ball back then.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it was just like, it was just soft. There was nothing to it.
Okay.
There was no, I think soft is the best word.
Interesting. So like no trouble like touching the toes or?
No, actually, I had a lot of hamstring injuries in high school, and a lot of physical therapy and stretching. I'm pretty limber. So I'm pretty good with the hamstring stretches.
Let me tell you, Phil, every morning, he grinds on the stair stepper.
Oh yeah, is that your go-to?
So I have a very busy schedule this semester. I'm taking 18 credits. I have a job. I work every day for a couple hours doing research for businesses. But I just like, you know, I like the mentality of getting the day started early. You win the day. Nobody wants to get up, get out of your warm bed in eerie weather. But I believe that getting up early, that's challenge one, that's win the day. Then I like to get some work done, so if I have a lot to do, I'll do that. But if I really don't, or I can manage, I'll go to the gym. I'm not really a big fan of running, it's kind of hard on my body too. I really don't need to run. I do when I can, but I love the stair stepper. I just burn calories, I track it on my watch. Just 20 minutes, maybe hit some abs, and then bam. And then, it's like work, class. I go to the gym twice a day this semester because I don't want to be there for, more than an hour and a half. So I'd rather just break it up in 20, 30 minutes and then an hour of weights. It just works for me. I like the routine.
Yeah.
It's keeping me efficient. I'm always on the go, and I like it.
What's your go-to cheat meal? When you have that day where you can eat wherever you want. Where do you go? Where do you go? You're not going to the calf.
Oh no. I feel like it's just whatever I'm in the mood for. Anything ice cream related.
Okay.
That's a go-to. I feel like if I am on a go-to cheat meal or day, it's either getting pancakes somewhere. I really, just love pancakes. But probably like a Big Mac, fries, and a McFlurry, or like a Chick-fil-A #1 with the fries and a milkshake. That's my cheat meal.
I was gonna say Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is the cheat meal for sure.
It's fire.
What are you doing if it's Sunday?
Oh.
Obviously not going to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
That's when I want it the most.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Probably Dave's Diner.
Dude, Dave's
Diner.
It's a little
awesome.
diner. They close at like 3. They serve the best breakfast
The
food.
best.
So I like to get the breakfast wrap. So like that'll just be more carbs, more leafy. Then my girlfriend gets the big breakfast and gives me her pancakes. So she is the goat. She is fantastic.
That works out. Brown rice or white rice?
More of a brown rice guy, but
Do you like the flavor or like?
It's just, I don't know. I mean, I always, when I started getting into it, it's just what I ate. But like, I do like white rice. I have nothing against it. Chipotle, typically brown, but sometimes just in the mood for white rice. But short answer, brown rice.
Interesting. I like that.
Cool.
You ask me anything?
What's your biggest advice for someone who's trying to lose weight? Like when you're starting, like what's the first step that you would say? Like,
don't starve yourself. Everybody just wants to
Just stop eating.
overdo cardio. Don't do that. I made that mistake. Lost a lot of muscle mass. But all you have to do, I recommend, get a fitness app like MyFitnessPal. Put in your goals. It'll tell you how much to eat based off of your weight. You just want to be in a 500 calorie deficit. Add in some cardio and just lift weights the right way. But other than that, that's all you need to do. And it's not going to happen overnight. Don't expect or even a month. It'll take months. But that's the process. That's the challenge. That's what I enjoy. So.
Interesting. I like that.
this or that?
We could do a little bit of this or that. I like that. All right, I'm just gonna read you either this or that, and you respond just as quickly as you can.
All right.
All right. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Chick-fil-A.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Yeah, I respect that. Spicy Phil or Chill Phil?
Chill Phil.
Chill Phil.
That was a different time.
Are you a salt and vinegar or barbecue chips guy?
Barbecue. Although I will say that I've gradually began to like salt and vinegar more.
Lucky Fire.
Barbecue.
Interesting. Vans or Converse?
Vans.
Chell or Madden?
Chell. Dude, Madden's so overrated. Have you ever seen one of our Chell tournaments with me, Joe, and Jake, and Duder?
No, I know you guys used to play a lot freshman year though.
Oh, all the time. We ran the circuit in like 3 months. Like we're talking like hundreds of games on threes.
Just play.
Chell, 1,000,000%.
Chell.
That was my whole sophomore year of college.
Alright, are you and your girlfriend gonna get married or are you guys gonna break up?
I'm married.
That's always the most awkward question because nobody really knows how to respond to that.
No, I don't see myself.
He's not gonna say that on the podcast.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, she's great. I don't want to.
I would agree with that statement. She's
Yeah,
always been
shout
great to us.
She has been very great.
I
to
plan
us.
on keeping her. Let's just
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah. Brown or Jordan?
Man, that's tough. My dad's a big MJ fan. I think LeBron's great, but I was a hater for a while because I was a Kobe guy. Obviously, that's been really tough.
Rest in peace. His soul.
Yeah, he's.
Fucking
That I don't know if I've ever felt what I felt when I heard that. He was like, I'm not a huge basketball guy, but I loved him and I loved the Lakers team. But I'll go Jordan.
Interesting. Wait, have you played basketball? Have you? No.
No, I did.
His school is a powerhouse for basketball.
Obviously, because I was on the team.
Yeah.
No, I'm
No.
kidding. We have one guy that's in the NBA G League right now, and another guy who was a McDonald's All-American. He is one of the top freshmen in the nation at WVU. So
That's wild.
I'd like to take a little credit for
And
that.
they've won how many? 3 state titles?
So I graduated with 46 kids, and we just won. We had to move up to 6A, and they won states last year for 6A. In fact, their last year of single A, which was 2 years ago, after the first quarter, they were winning their game 31-0 in a state championship game.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Phenomenal team.
That's wild.
Great people.
I just feel like anybody who's played the game of basketball was just hurt by the whole Kobe incident.
Oh, it's
Just because no matter how long you've played for, you just develop a love for the game. So to see like a legend like that.
It wasn't his time. He had so much more in his
Yeah.
life to accomplish. You know, he was a great, role model as a father to his kids, and that just makes it so much tougher. But not necessarily in sports, but in attitude. I love that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Kobe was as serious and intense as it got, and that's what I really took from him. So, I owe part of that to Kobe.
Yeah. For real. All right. Burgers or hot dogs?
Burgers,
Arm day or chest day?
arm day, man.
Ferrari or Lambo?
Ooh. Let's go Ferrari.
I'm gonna have to heavily disagree with that, but okay, it's fine.
I can't give you everything you want.
Let's
I'm
lead into the
gonna
next question.
strongly. Okay, yeah. Nice car with a small house, or a nice house with a shitty car.
Nice car. Because who says the small house can't be nice too?
Let's say it's a shitty house. Nice car, shitty house.
Nice
Is-
house.
You think?
I don't care what I drive.
The
If
thing
it gets
is,
me there safely, that's all I'm concerned about.
but I feel like if you're trying to flex
Less people are gonna see your house.
your house,
But do I need to flex?
but what if you're trying to flex?
I don't try to flex.
You're not petty at all. I'm petty.
I don't
I'm real petty.
He's so
I
real.
don't-
Look at
I don't have to flex.
I'm real petty. I'm real petty. All right, are you more of an honest person, or are you gonna like protect their feelings when you have something to tell them?
I think you always want to say things in the nicest way possible. There's no avoiding it though. But I like to pride myself on honesty. Why lie?
Facts. I feel that. Chipotle or Moe's?
Chipotle,
All right, our last one. Scooby-Doo or Tom and Jerry?
1,000,000% Scooby-Doo.
Come on now. Tom
1,000,000%.
and Jerry is my shit.
Dude, Scooby-Doo was my childhood. Love it.
Yeah, I guess you're
Love
older
it.
than us, but I think that's all we got, man.
Thank
I
you
mean,
for having me.
it's been a good podcast.
Time flies when you're
We've
having
been
fun.
That's what I'm
talking
saying.
for a
I
long
looked
time.
over and I was like, holy crap, we're at 32 minutes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
but
Appreciate you guys for having me on.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Ellen Starr. He's
Yeah.
starring on our show now.
Dude, any time, man.
yeah, thanks for giving us a shot, man.
Thanks for sticking around,
Yeah.
guys. That's the biggest thing. You guys keep hitting it. We'll keep trying to
Yeah.
grow it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what we need to work on, what you want to see, what you want us to talk about. Let us know if you have any guest ideas. Someone you think would be good. If you think you'd be good, tell us why.
These guys are legit. I don't know anybody else doing this.
No, nobody else is. Only
You
ones
gotta like their page, you gotta subscribe. Running the world, man.
running the world.
Creative
baby.
name. I do like it.
Running the world. But dude, next episode we're gonna have another cool guest on. He was actually a Delta Sig brother. Runs 814 Ariel, on Instagram.
My grandbaby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He
he'll be
is
cool.
the nicest, most genuine human you'll ever.
Yeah.
ever
We're gonna have so
And
much
he's
fun
tall.
talking to him. He's gonna be massive. Like we're gonna have to get
He
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the man.
Yeah, I'm pumped to have
If
him
you know,
on.
if you know, you know.
Yeah, you'll see. Stay tuned.
Come
on that.
back next week to see.
Yeah, he'll be cool. But yeah, dude, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. If
Appreciate
you want
it.
to shout anything out, go ahead.
All right.
What do you have going on in your life? Anything important?
No, I give a shout out to my mom and my dad. Shout out to my little sister Emily. Shout out to my girlfriend Caitlin. And I will give shout outs to. I'll give shout outs to my roommates Jake Weiser, Joe Westrick. Can't forget JT, and big shout out to the brothers Delta Sigma Phi.
Absolutely. So I guess that's all we got for you. We'll throw his socials up somewhere down here. We'll put it in the description. So follow him on
Get my
Instagram
ratio up.
and Twitter. Right? We did Twitter?
Oh, Twitter.
The pictures.
Oh, you're right. We just
Alright.
remembered.
We have 2 pictures. We want to pull up real quick. We'll throw them up on the
We're
screen.
gonna throw him up on the screen.
Everyone else will be able to see them.
But he doesn't know these pictures.
He has
yet.
no idea these are coming.
I just have one question.
Tell me what this is. I mean, this is your squad now, and I respect that you guys are a squad freshman year and you were still together.
We took that picture like our first week on campus, and what's funny is, those are my best friends.
Still.
Like
Still.
it's been
Yeah.
3-4 years. Those are my best friends.
That's awesome.
We actually want to recreate that picture before we graduate.
You're gonna have to. That's your legendary
We plan
picture.
on it, but we make fun of Jake because we say he looks like Eminem in that picture.
Oh my god. We're definitely gonna throw a picture up on the
We
screen.
will.
Oh my God.
Next picture.
I just have one question, dude.
What are you wearing?
I can tell you a better backstory. Okay.
What are
Okay.
you
Are those
wearing?
pants or shorts, or what are those supposed to be?
They're
Like, what
supposed to be
happened?
board shorts. So my mom buys everything too big for me. That's why I started buying mediums myself. But the better story about that is this when I first got into the lifting phase. So you can see I was trying to flex really hard. I actually recall doing push-ups before I took that picture. A lot's changed since that time, I promise you. But no, that picture that's the time in my life that I just cringe. But you know, hey, we're in a better place now. But
Gotta
Look,
start
look at
something.
how he's dressed now.
I
very nice.
think you guys have done phenomenal research.
Like I just when he sent me that picture this morning, and I thought like maybe like your khakis got caught in the car door or something, or because he just looked fucking. I don't know.
Like, did you cut them, or are they pulled down, or like I don't understand what.
Like, did you sew extra length on? Like, self-conscious about
These
the
people are
knees?
gonna kill us.
Yeah,
by
they
God.
are. They already came over and told us to shut up.
I mean, hey, if you want to be quiet, you know, third floor is
Third floor.
quiet, so.
Facts.
No, that's
For
awesome.
the fans.
Yeah.
You guys did great. I hope you guys enjoy the pictures and the backstories.
Yeah.
Give these guys a follow, seriously.
Thank you.
Guys,
think-
thanks for sticking around. Episode 3 in the books.
That's it. Peace out.
Let it rip.